The first songs of the 2026 Eurovision season have been released from Montenegro. We also know the artists competing in Ukraine's Vidbir, those competing in Lithuania's Eurovizija.lt. We have a couple of small updates on the upcoming vote and tons of national final news. We need a Eurovision 2026 news update. Let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. Okay, so let's get straight into it. First up, we have the 15 songs released from Montesong 2025. That's Montenegro's national final. I've done a video reacting to all of them. All 15 songs got copyrighted. This year is going to be a nightmare year for copyright, so I had to chop a lot of them down. The original is up on my Patreon. It went up early there with the full songs. Go check that out. I'm obviously going to be doing hopefully all of the national finals this year, so they'll always go up there early. We'll also be doing a live stream to talk about these songs, probably sometime early next week, where we'll talk about who could win, who's in contention, etc. But really great start to the year. In case you haven't checked them out, there's some really fun songs this year, good variety. Considering that Montenegro is one of the smallest countries in the contest, this is a really good national final. They've got a couple of options, which is good because it means that you only need one of them to really elevate on stage, and then you've got something that could qualify. So I feel good about Montenegro this year. There's still a way to go. We need good staging. We need good decisions from the delegation. But they're in Junior Eurovision. They're back in adult Eurovision again. I feel like they're invested and they're on a good trajectory. So keep an eye out for that live stream coming up really soon. And go check out that video if you haven't heard the songs yet. Okay, so first up, let's go to Ukraine. They've announced the 15-act long list for Vidbir 2026. So just to clarify, only 9 of these are going through to the final, and then 6 of them are going to go through to the last wildcard round, where you'll hear the songs, people can vote to pick the 10th finalist. So this isn't the completed list. We're going to lose some of these, but there are some really exciting names here. We've got Melody, who were the runners-up from last year. That song was really popular. I think particularly with Ukrainians. I remember there being loads of comments in my Vidbir video about them that they really liked it. They came 4th with the jury and 2nd with the televote. So great to see them back. Karotype, who I've never heard of before. They look interesting. Again, something different. We always get really good variety in Vidbir. We have Monfia, who again I don't recognize. Mr. Vale. Okay, next up is Jerry Heil, who we of course know from Eurovision 2024, coming 3rd place with Aliona, despite being 2nd in the running order. So she's coming back for more. I think she's got Eurovision winning potential, definitely, if she's got her best song ever. But very exciting that she's back. Leleka as well. Loud, I recognize him. I don't remember any of his songs, but I do recognize the name. So he's come back for more. We have Monokate, which is Kate, lead singer of Goe. I believe this is her solo project. Keep in mind now, Goe came 5th in Eurovision 2021. They came 2nd in the televote, 9th in the jury. So Kate is back. I believe she was a jury member last year. I think she was voted on as well. She wasn't picked by the producers or anything. So really interesting to see a jury member compete in the contest. I don't think we see that very often. Okay, we've also got Kayat, who I'm extremely excited for. His song Call to Love is in my top national final songs ever. I think it's number 3. Loved Call for Love. I didn't like his song last year. I think it was called Honor. He won the jury. That song didn't do it for me. So I'm hoping we get something a little bit more Call for Love than Honor. But still excited that he's coming back. Again, this feels like someone who will represent Ukraine in Eurovision at some point. Hopefully it's with his best song. We have OKS. I have to admit, I don't know him. Valeria Force. We have the Aliens, of which the female singer we know from Junior Eurovision. I'm going to show you a video for her in a sec, but she's incredible on stage. Even in Junior Eurovision, she was absolutely just wow on stage. I think she ended up coming 6th there. We have Shukarina, I think that says. Shukariba, maybe? I haven't heard of them, but yeah, again, looks something different. Looks like a 6-piece group with someone with a saxophone. And then we also have Marta Adamczuk, maybe? I'm not great with Cyrillic. But yeah, we've got some big names. No guarantee that the big names are going to make it through, but we will probably guess that Kayat, Monokate, Jerry Heil, Melody will most likely take up 4 of those spots. I'm also feeling like the Aliens will probably be in as well. And then, who knows? But I think that the Vidbir system is fair. I think the songs that go directly into final and go into the wildcard round, I think it's probably going to be pretty fair, because if it isn't, I think Ukrainians will call it out immediately. So I don't think they're going to be giving special treatment to anyone. But yeah, really interesting to have 2 former representatives back and a former judge. It'll be weird to see Kate being judged by other people if she makes it through to the final. Again, Jerry Hall had a statement about her participation. It's true, I'm returning to the national selection. I'm not doing it to close a gestalt. Although yes, I've missed this celebration of music so much and the family that is formed around it, a family I truly feel a part of. Yes, I want to win Eurovision for Ukraine, but even more, I want a victory for our music in the form of its stable presence in European and global charts. I genuinely dream about this. So interesting, because she's only been confirmed for the long list. She's been confirmed for the short list though. So hopefully she does actually make it in. Again, I'm expecting her to. And she put in 2 kind of epic looking photos. I love the second photo. She's so extra. I love how extra she is. But in case you don't know, she's been in this contest quite a bit. One of her songs was called Vegan. And then obviously she had God Shuts the Door. And then she had the song that she won with as well. And then this is the performance from Olena Usenko, who was in Junior Vision. Just look at her on stage. She must have been 16 or under at this point, and she's just absolutely incredible. So presumably she's matured and gotten even better live. So this could be a little bit of a wild card now as part of the Aliens. So really exciting lineup for Vidbir. A lot of people saying this is a little bit of an all-star lineup. Plus, some of these new up-and-coming artists might surprise as well. There's no guarantee that one of the big names is going to win. We have lots of talent in Ukraine. So really, really exciting edition of Vidbir coming up, we think. Okay, we also got the 40 artists, so many artists, competing in Eurovizija.lt 2026. That's Lithuania's national final. The list includes Aiste Pilvelute, marking her 14th attempt in the Lithuanian She is the Marcus Riva of Lithuania. I was unaware of Aiste's game, as well as former runners-up Shower. I remember they were the runners-up. They came second place and the Rubkin third. I remember that being a little bit of a surprise. They had a really cool, unique sounding song. And then Laia Ketcha from 2025. Let's get in a little bit more depth here. There's so many returning artists here. Like really, I think there's dozens. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm just going to pick out a couple of names. Here we have Aiste. She's singing in Lithuanian. We have a fairly decent amount of Lithuanian songs. Here's another one, Raga. I'm not going to try and say this. Girl, that second word, whoa, that's a lot of hats on Z's going on. And then this little thing around the U, no idea what's going on there. Hopefully she doesn't win, or I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce it. We've got more Lithuanian here and here. Tu mano might be in Spanish, I'm guessing. That means your hand. Let Me Cook from Black Biceps. In case you don't know, last year, they didn't get through to the final because the jury killed them. They got a huge televote score, and then they came up with a new rule that there'd be some televote wildcards in the final. So they get through to the final. I believe they're changing the system in Eurovizija.lt this year. But yes, Black Biceps are back. A little bit divisive. I wasn't massive on the song, but I believe that it's got a lot of Polish popularity for some reason. Lithuanians tell us down below. But yeah, it seems to be their kind of a little bit more humor, slightly less serious act. Who has Greta? I don't know if that's Greta Zaza of Like I Love You. I think she was Greta with an A, so I feel like this might be different. We have some more songs though in Lithuanian here, and Lumina, that might be Latin, but it could be Lithuanian also. We have Il Senso, who I believe is like an operatic group. They changed their name and then they came back and they're kind of opera 4-piece, a little bit like kind of Eurovision noughties feel. They're singing Brave Enough. We have another Lithuanian song. I love how much Lithuanian there is. That's amazing. And we've had a lot of Lithuanian songs recently, obviously with Sylvester Belt, Monica Linkite. It's a great tradition to keep on. Lithuania can win Eurovision in Lithuanian, so they don't need to be scared of the language. People love it. They just need a really strong song. We've got another crazy word. Is that the same crazy word as before? Oh my God, it's twice. Is that Zweigsvisio? Oh my God, this word is going to ruin my season. Okay, let's go to the second page. And first up, we have Lion Cheka. In case you don't know, used to be called Alan Chico. He had a little bit of a mind revolution and rebranded himself as Lion Ketcha, which is an anagram of the letters of Alan Chico. He's singing Solo Quiero Más, I Only Want More. So possibly a song in Spanish. We have more Lithuanian here. This U with a tail is I'm gonna have to learn it. We also have Lolita Zero. So exciting. Really, really fabulous drag artist from Lithuania who, I can't remember the name of her last song, but really incredible stage presence. I would love Lolita to go for Lithuania if she's got the right package. I want a strong package. I do think that Lithuanians would choose her if that was the case. Salve in meum mundum. That looks like Latin. Save me in my world, maybe. We've got more Lithuanian here, lovely. Noi, who's been in twice before. Last year he had this wonderful staging, Take Me on a Date. The song wasn't great, but the staging was really fun. It was very, very playful. His song's called Stand Up. More Lithuanian here. There's Shower. Their song is called Contact. Very hyped for them. Could they be a kind of indie follow-up to Catharsis last year? With the Diddies, who I believe have been in before. Did they have the washing machine song? I don't think that was someone else. Thomas Jason, it's not Thomas Jason, but it doesn't look like it. Thomas G, One Night Lover. Then we have Valdez Lacko singing Pabandom. Keep in mind this national final used to be called Pabandom and Shnayo. Maybe he's trying to, I recognize his name as well. Valdez Lacko. I think I listened to one of his songs quite a lot. And then finally Vilnius Voices, which maybe sounds like a kind of choir song or something. Also in Lithuanian. Really excited for this. No massive big names. This is one thing that some of my Lithuanian subscribers have been saying, is that there's no like big wow established names, but there's some exciting stuff. And keep in mind, we didn't know who Catharsis were last year, and they were absolutely wonderful. So we've got a good dose of some regulars and lots of fresh names as well. So looking forward to Eurovizija.lt. I hope it's a little bit stronger than last year. Last year wasn't great. Let's be real.com. I think there was only really one song in the final that could have qualified, and the rest would have really struggled. Okay, next up, let's go to a bit of an update on this vote, which is coming up potentially, not definitely, on December 4th and 5th. I've actually seen quite a bit of misinformation, particularly from Eurovision news accounts on Instagram, celebrating that the vote is completely cancelled. It's not happening anymore. That's not the case. There may be a vote, there may not, but it is not definitely either one yet. It's up to whether any country wants to bring it up in that General Assembly and push it to a vote. Confirmation here, EBU's Dave Goodman confirms a vote is still on the cards. Only if they believe that the measures are not sufficient will there be a vote on who is allowed to compete. So we're gonna have to wait and see. I feel like there is no consensus, and the only way to break a deadlock is a vote. So I feel like it is gonna happen, but let's go through some of the country's recent reactions to the rule changes, which I talked about in my last episode. First up, we have the RTV chair, Jose Pablo Lopez, who really seems to be becoming the face of this. I know Slovenia started the ball rolling, but really we don't have much of a face for this vote from the kind of broadcaster side, and Jose Pablo Lopez appears to be becoming that. He's reaffirmed the broadcaster's position on Israel's participation in Eurovision 2026. We hold the same opinion, that Israel's presence was unsustainable, firstly for the genocide. Eurovision is a concert, but human rights are not. So really, really strong statements coming from Spain. They are very, very resolute in how they perceive the situation. I have to admit, Spanish Eurofans have been really wonderful as well, supporting their broadcaster, really supporting what's going on. They love Eurovision passionately, but they are prioritizing what's right. He also said, I also want to raise the systematic violations of the contest rules by Israel. Israel consistently uses the contest politically without receiving any sanctions in the 2 years that I have led our broadcaster. I want to highlight the letter sent today to us by the EBU director Noel Curran, where he thanked RTVE for our pressure that led to changes in the voting systems. But these measures are not enough, nor do they guarantee that voting manipulations can't reoccur. I totally agree. I think reducing it from 2010, it just makes it a little bit more inconvenient to manipulate the vote, but when there's a will, there's a way, and there's definitely a will. And there's the money for the way. The EBU knows that these measures are an improvement, but not enough, and more importantly, they do not sanction Israel. We need more measures, and this is what we will raise at the General Assembly. What we asked for months ago is the same that we ask for now. So again, like I said, Slovenia started this all off, but it does seem like Spain is the main person leading it. It sounds like they are going to bring up this subject in the General Assembly, and I imagine they're going to be pushing for a vote. If that vote goes yes, Spain will stay, Israel will be out. If that vote goes no, it looks like Spain and some others will be out of the contest for the 70th edition. Another quote from him, Israel has politically exploited the contest and has not been sanctioned. Any other country that had done the same in Eurovision would have been temporarily sanctioned. I completely agree. Israel's getting the most incredible special treatment here. Russia were gone in 3 days. But yes, there is this exceptionalism, bending, breaking rules to keep in Israel. Okay, let's get a reaction from Slovenia. There was a lot of misinformation going around because someone saw their budget and saw that Eurovision wasn't mentioned in it, and then this is crazy, all these rumors and conspiracy theories that come out. The president of RTVO Slovenia clarified that Slovenia will participate in Eurovision 2026 if the General Assembly votes to exclude Israel. We will propose to the Council a change in the programme and production plan, and of course we will attend. Please, guys, please check the information that you're looking at online. There's so much nonsense out there. When you're seeing news, check the source. And if the source isn't there, ask the person to provide a proper source. Not Trust Me Bro, not some other dodgy news site. You gotta check the sources, otherwise don't believe it. We always get the official information from the broadcaster at the end of the day. Okay, we also had an update from Iceland, RUV, their broadcaster. The board of directors has recommended to the EBU that Israel should not participate in Eurovision 2026. The Icelandic broadcaster will discuss their position on participation in 2026 at a board meeting following next week's General Assembly. So not super clear what Iceland's going to do. Apparently that vote was 5-4. Yeah, the resolution was approved by 5 votes out of 9, says the board of directors. I really am getting the impression that Iceland's just not committing to anything. Definitely not part of the core 4. Slovenia, Spain, Ireland and Netherlands, who seem much, much more solid. No statement from Netherlands though, officially. That doesn't mean that they're not having conversations in the background. We haven't had anything put out officially. And then nothing new from Ireland other than the statement that I read out in my last episode. So those are the 4 main countries really. And then we've had a couple of more iffy statements from Belgium and Iceland. Okay, let's move on to national final news. We got so much national final news this week. And first up, we have some news from Sanremo. I know it's not a national final, it's a big music festival, but it acts as a national final. Carlo Conti will announce the artists competing in Sanremo on Sunday, the 30th of November, which is the end of this week. The festival will feature 30 entries, 4 more than the originally planned 26. I believe we had 30 entries last year as well. But apparently they've had trouble getting people to say yes. I'm translating here from Spanish. Apparently, according to Il Messaggero, which I'm guessing is an Italian newspaper, there's been an avalanche of no's for Sanremo 26. Tiziano Ferro. Annalisa, who is a huge fan favorite, just won the national final contest. I covered that a couple episodes ago. She's saying no, I don't blame her. If I was a woman entering Sanremo and I wanted to win, we haven't had a woman win the televote in ages. Even Angelina Mango didn't win the televote. And she had an incredible package. I just really don't think that an Italian woman can win the televote. They need a weirder, more complex, difficult way to win. Last year was crazy again. 5 men in the top 5. Georgia didn't even make it into the top 5. If I was a woman in Italy and I genuinely actually wanted more than just to promote my song and actually win, I'd be asking questions. So you can see as well, Ernia, Noemi, Emma, lots of female artists saying no thanks. Alpha and Tananai have said that they don't want to participate. And apparently they're looking to convince those who are undecided, like Blanco and Angelina Mango. Anyway, we're going to find it pretty soon because the artist list is coming out really soon. Okay, let's get some news from Serbia. PZE has a new supervisor after Olivera Kovacevic's removal. Uroš Markovic, the Serbian head of delegation, will be stepping into the role alongside his head of delegation job. He also was the musical director of PZE under Kovacevic. So this is the deputy stepping into the head position. It is currently known if he will be staying as the head of delegation for Serbia. So a small potential ray of hope for Serbia. I still have no idea what to expect in the coming season from Serbia, because we know that many artists don't want to be associated with PZE, which is seen as being associated with the government. So no idea what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see when those songs are released. I think it's usually end of January. Okay, next up, Albania. We still have no official update on when the songs are going to drop. They were meant to be released last week. There was a little bit of a delay, potentially from that one artist withdrawing and being replaced. But we've got this Rugrats ass looking statement here. It looks like this is for a children's TV show. I don't know what's going on. We know you're looking forward to the release of the festival 64 songs. So we're working with the authors to have them ready for you as soon as possible. Release date and time coming very soon. So I have to admit, this is denting I was very much on a buzz of Fick is in its new era. And this is kind of like, okay, actually, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself because this is a bit messy. The songs are being delayed and no new date. Might not be their fault. Maybe the artists are messing around and actually it's one of the better songs, so they have to sit around and wait for it. And then who knows, someone else could be like, well, I want to work on my song an extra week. There could be chaos behind the scenes that we don't know about. That's nothing to do with Festival of Kungas, but we can only see what's presented, and it looks like a little bit of momentum is lost. But the songs are still coming soon, hopefully. One thing we do know is that Lynx will replace Exxon Perecci, who had to withdraw for personal reasons. So look cool. Look like we're going to get something a little bit different alternative. We've got some news from Melfest. Blade or Blade, I don't know. That E is like an sound, so I think Blade. Swedish people tell me down below. She's previously participated in Melody Festival in 2015 and 2016 under her first name Isa, and she will participate in the 26th edition according to Often Blooded. So I remember her first song, I think, was called We Will Wait, which was a real bop. So I remember her being like a big star. I remember thinking, oh, this is someone who's going to represent Sweden in the future. And then she kind of like melted away. But apparently she's called Blade now. And she's coming back. So this is a very exciting final name for the list in Melody Festival. And we're going to get confirmation about who's on that list on December 2nd. So we have 30 names. How many of them are going to be correct? If all 30 are correct, it's looking like a pretty fun edition. Let's get a news from Dora, and the Croatian broadcaster HRT has received a record 251 submissions for Dora, 30 more than last year. So that's good. A little bit more interest in Dora. I thought Dora last year was very, very good. I thought there was good quality, good variety. I thought there were options. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have again this year. So nice to see they've got more songs. Doesn't mean that there's better songs. But yeah, generally you'd rather have more submissions than less if you had to choose between the two. So I'm excited to see what Croatia's got. Can they get back on the board and qualify again after non-qualifying last year? Okay, moving away from national final, let's get a more general news. Some strange news coming out of Junior Eurovision. They have changed the venue for the contest. It is now going to be the Gymnastic Hall of Olympic City, replacing the originally planned Tbilisi Olympic Palace. The new venue has a seating capacity of 1,294, so really strange. I don't know what's going on. Apparently is maybe something to do with the roof's load-bearing capacity, which apparently was impossible to change due to public procurement deadlines, which just sounds gloriously vague and bureaucratic. Who knows what's happening? It just seems a little bit messy, but as long as the contest happens, that's a very small venue though, 1,300. You know, if the stage looks great though, that's really all that matters. We have some news about tickets. The timeline for buying tickets has been revealed. Tickets will go on sale on the 13th of January at 1 p.m. Registration opens today and closes on December 18th. So get registered if you want to have a chance to get those tickets. If you're going to try and go for general sale tickets this year, it is gruesome. I haven't actually tried it since they have this new system where you're registered. If you've tried that, actually let me know. Does it make it a little bit less nightmarish? Because I've tried it in the past without that system, and you get put in this massive queue and you're person number 1 billion, and it's just really minging and stressful. I've never ever successfully gotten final tickets through the general sale. I got a semi-final ticket once. Generally, it's quite difficult to get. Okay, we got some news about the Eurovision website. They've switched to a new address, farewell.eurovision.tv, and now they've moved to Eurovision.com. I don't know why they didn't have Eurovision.com before. Maybe someone else nabbed it and then they managed to buy it back. But we're no longer looking up Eurovision from a Tuvalu perspective. That's what the TV ending is, I believe. Yeah, apparently there's been loads of problems with the new website. I'm not getting into that. Just like, I need to keep the drama down a little bit. But actually another tweet from Nick, two tweets from Nick in this episode. Twitter released this new function where you can look up where creators created their profile or something. And Eurovision Crystal Ball, which was an account in 2023, which kind of did like spoilers and leaks. They were apparently from Lithuania, which I was not expecting. I don't know where I expected it to be from. I think I was expecting it to be from UK for some reason. I don't know why I had that in my head, but yeah, apparently they were based in Lithuania. Okay, finally, let's check out the Eurovision calendar courtesy of Eurovision World. 164 days left to Eurovision. No massive changes here. We've got this artist for Sanremo coming up, songs for Festival Congress. We still don't know the date. We've got quite a lot of artist announcements and songs being released here at the start of December. Nothing else new for the end of December though. And then we have artists for Finland coming on January 14th. I think that's a new announcement. I remember that in the last episode. Poland on the same day. Lots of stuff kicking off mid-January. Still nothing on this February 21st date. No one wants to be there, although we do have the edition of Eurovizija. And that's it. Nice, slightly shorter episode today, which is good for me. It's easier for me to edit. What did you think about all the hottest Eurovision news? Let me know down below. Leave a comment. Thank you to those who've been supporting on PayPal and Buy Me Coffee. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave a QR code over here and a link in the description. And of course, thank you to my wonderful Patreons and YouTube members from all across the world. If you want to join my Patreon, there's a link in the description. Now is the start of the season. It's a good time to join. But of course, thank you so much just for being here. I'll see you in another Eurovision news episode very soon. Goodbye.